So after questions 18 and 19 were pretty hard for this grouping of questions all about this stupid cereal, 20 is actually pretty easy. I don't think this is that hard at all. This feels to me like some free points if we're just careful and we just narrow our focus and do one thing at a time, right? Let's not try to build the whole thing. Let's just think about what's going on in small little pieces. So first of all, the question. Which of the following could be the graph of the number of calories from fat in crunchy grain cereal as a function of the number of 3/4 cup servings of the cereal? So the axis on the bottom is a little confusing. It's really just servings, right? It's just how many servings. If you have more servings, you're going to have more fat, right? That's just how food works. And so that means that D and C are wrong. Right? As we move along the x-axis and have more servings, we're not going to have the same amount of fat, and we're not going to have less. It's going to go up, right? I mean, just think of anything. If you eat one slice of pizza, you're going to have a certain number of calories, and if you eat 2 slices of pizza, you're going to have twice as many. Like, that's just normal, like how logic and food work. Now, though, we have to decide A or B. So narrow your focus. What is different between them? They have different starting points. So you have to think, what would the starting point be? What's going on here? Right, so what's the starting value, right? That's our y-intercept. And what's true about every y-intercept, whether we have a story or not? The x-coordinate is 0, right? So in this case, the x is the number of servings. So the number of servings equals 0 at that point. Well, if I had 0 servings, I'd have 0 fat. If you don't eat anything, you don't have any fat. So why would there be fat? Why would we start at 0 and suddenly have calories from fat? It doesn't make any sense. A is the answer because if you have 0 servings, nothing is going on. You have to eat the fat in order to get the fat, the calories from fat. So notice a lot of this ends up just being about logic and normal, like, living in the world and knowing how food works. But yeah, there's a mathematical element to this, and the story provides the context to make sure we understand what's going on. And it was because I thought about this in terms of lines that I was able to understand it in terms of food and fat and all that stuff. So narrow your focus, get back to basics if you need to, but just one piece at a time here, and you can piece together this story, and I don't think this is so bad. Certainly not as hard as 18 and 19. So again, if you do those questions and panic because they're really hard, doesn't matter for number 20. Have confidence. It's a separate question, separate strategy, different way to get points.